Really?
Right? Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe. We'll see what happens.
Might be. Is this for the winner, whoever gets it?
They'll be in the semifinals.
Well, tell them whoever wins, I get them.
All right, sounds good. All right, Drake Riggs here with the scrap with AJ Agazarm, getting ready for Bellator 238. Of course, that's why we're here, man. AJ, last time you got the win when we were here, but you were really hard on yourself post-fight, man. Have you done anything to change, going into this one, or is it just kind of like regrouping? Because, some people would have thought that maybe you lost because you were so hard on yourself afterwards, but you got the win. You got the win.
Yeah, I'm a perfectionist. That's the problem. So it pulls itself out. I think that, I wanted a 3-round war with that guy. He's a tough guy, and it's a true test to a fighter when he can go 3 rounds, but not only go 3 rounds, consistently improve as the rounds go on, and that's really what I was looking for. This one I have a few tricks up my sleeve and getting ready to do some fun and exciting things out there, and I'm focused on a big 2020, so it starts with this one.
Yeah, of course. And another big card. You've been on like all the big cards in your career so far, man. That's gotta be flattering.
I did go to
right?
Thackerville once.
Well, besides that one.
And Thackerville, knock it if you want, but it's not a bad place to be. I was really focused out there. I got a submission win in the first round, so there are perks to being out in Thackerville.
Never been, so maybe one day.
But if I'm not on this card, then I don't get to see you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a plus.
Yeah, yeah. So just besides that one, all the big cards here in LA and everything. That's flattering, though, right? I mean, it's kind of like, hey, they're putting me on here for a reason, right?
Yeah. I want to get to the world championship fight.
These guys.
And, yeah, tell them. No, like I said to Amy, this is, I'm still navigating my way through it, and it's only a matter of time before I'm on the main event, and I'm fighting for the Bellator World Championship belt, and then I'll have that belt. But none of that's going to be possible until I do my diligence here this weekend. So it starts with this fight.
So it kind of sounds to me like maybe when you started, you were kind of thinking, all right, I'll fucking get to the title shot like right away, or
no,
so
not at all. I knew there was going to be work, just like in jiu-jitsu. You got to go through the ranks, you got to pay your dues. So I did a year of paying my dues. I did 3 fights. Did 3 professional fights. If I could have done more, if they let me do more, I would have done more. But
so there's only so many cards.
It's timing.
Yeah, timing.
Learning that. And patience.
Yeah. Speaking of timing, though, second fight at 145 pounds now. Easier cut this time, same? How's that going?
Yeah, easier cut. I'm going to be at, again, 145 pounds, and I'm feeling more comfortable. And I attribute a lot of that to cutting out meat. I stopped eating meat at the start of last year. Since then, I see myself more, more fierce, more agile, and my limbs and my movement and energy levels are really top notch. So it's a cool place to be in.
Right on.
And it's easy to be, without meat in a city like Los Angeles. So you try to go to Thackerville and eat anything other than meat. It's not possible.
Good thing that one wasn't at 145.
Yeah.
So, as for your opponent, though, Adel Altamimi, most experienced guy you fought so far in
14
MMA.
Fights, 14 professional MMA fights, and that's what attracted me to this fight. It's just a real challenge. If I was making my black belt debut and I was going against a guy with 14 already black belt matches, I'd be like,
come on.
I'm gonna be really focused, and that's where my mindset is for this. Is I'm taking on a tough guy. He's got 2 black belts. He's a dual black belt. He's got a black belt in karate and a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So, and he's putting it on the line in MMA. You got to appreciate that.
And, since he is the most experienced guy, there's more to study with him. Do you kind of like that? I mean, if there's been more to look at, I don't know if you're one of those guys who just kind of focuses mainly on themselves, let the coaches do the tape looking at. So just in regards to that, the studying, have you been looking more at him because there's more stuff to look at? Or
I look at myself more as a whole, as and not from fight to fight, and it's more of a completion in my journey as a martial artist. And the last fight provided some insight to the second and the first one, and it's all something to build on. So this is, he's got his tricks and he's got his things, and I know that, just like every other fighter does. It's a matter of using it to my advantage.
And between this fight and the last one, you had a grappling match at Fight to Win. I don't remember which number it was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, that was Fight to Win 134.
They're intense shows, though. Those are fun. They're really fun.
Yeah, Seth and Miss, they do a great job. They put jiu-jitsu on the mat locally for all the local
biggest party in grappling.
Yeah, it's so cool. You walk out, you got music, you got an elevated stage. Sometimes you fall off that elevated stage, like I have many times. But it's a jiu-jitsu event nonetheless, and it's a fine way to showcase the art. And I love that they duel in both gi and no gi matches, and he really encourages the action. So that's something that's important. Unlike some of the other events out there, it's a different vibe. I competed for the federation, the IBJJF, the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, my whole time in being in jiu-jitsu. And when I graduated college, I wanted to continue to do jiu-jitsu to provide a living for myself, just like you guys. Going to all these different events and interviewing all these different people to just keep the momentum going. And Fight to Win offers that, so it's cool. Like they have, like you said, they have a lot of shows, and I hope they have even more. I hope they have a huge 2020. They provided so much value to competitors, so it's a good thing to see.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, maybe a dumb question then, but it's something you'd like to do to keep busy between fights when maybe the bookings just aren't coming.
No, that match was 100% about this guy being a 2-time black belt world champion and wanting to take me on, and I had to take him out. I had to, because, in all reality, because, I had mentioned this before. Jiu-jitsu is not about being a black belt in jiu-jitsu and then just staying in jiu-jitsu. Being a black belt in jiu-jitsu is using it in a fight. And that's why you see some of the strategies that these jiu-jitsu competitors are implementing in their matches, because they're not focused on fighting. I'm focused on fighting. I'm focused on being the best fighter that I could possibly be, and that is geared toward. That's a specific skill set that you have to really cultivate over time, and you don't see the fruits of that until you're actually in it, and not in it like on a competition jiu-jitsu level, but in it on an MMA level. That's the real test of your black belt. And so I encourage everybody that's starting to train jiu-jitsu, put it to the test. Get out there and do some amateur fights, and maybe then get on some professional fights. But for me, the end-all be-all wasn't the world championship in jiu-jitsu. It was just getting that, to take that into MMA. And now I have that, and now I'm ready to show the world what jiu-jitsu is all about. And it's widely practiced throughout the entire world. I've done seminars in Russia. I've done seminars in South Korea and in
Vacaville.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't a seminar. I guess you can consider it a seminar because it demonstrated jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
for them, but jiu-jitsu's everywhere.
Yes.
I just my personal career craft is to promote this lifestyle for everyone, and I'm really proud to be with the team that I am with, and to have the history and the experience that I've been through. Wouldn't have been, and I never would be able to be here if it wasn't for that. And I'm real fortunate to be here and to be with some of the best fighters in the world. So it's awesome fighting for Bellator, and it's awesome to be on the hunt for this world championship title. And it starts this weekend.
Hell yeah, man. Okay, so something happened at Bellator 232. Kind of some incidents I gotta ask about.
Yeah.
Ali Abdelaziz and maybe a Chris Sunshine Lencioni, two of them, kind of little stuff happening there behind the scenes. Is there any comment about what happened there?
I mentioned this before. He's just like, I don't tolerate bullying. And that's why I got into martial arts. That's why I got into jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu taught me how to deal with bullies. So, what happened between him and I is just, it happened, and I needed to stand up for something that was really bothering me, and he got an earful, and he got a little bit more than he could handle, but I don't like to give him any attention because the situation. No, it's all hey, you're doing your job. You're asking the right questions. But for me, it's just standing up for what you believe in, and that's what that was a matter of.
And then the Lencioni thing was just kind of mouthing off a little.
Yeah,
bit.
he's just a kid. He's just a punk little kid trying to get some attention. But I don't fault him. I just wish he would maybe focus more on fighting than he would on Instagram likes.